Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is 20,000 Flamingos Paint a Lake Pink. Little Shu lived in Mérida, the White City. Her house had thick stone walls and a shady courtyard with a lemon tree. Last night, Abuela Rosa had made a promise. Tomorrow, her grandmother said, "I take you to see the sunbirds." Shu did not know what that meant, but she set her alarm for 4 in the morning. When it rang, the sky was still black. The kitchen smelled of warm tortillas and the last embers of the cooking fire. Abuela Rosa was already up, filling a bag with water and sweet bread for the road. "Is it far?" Shu asked, pulling on her sandals. "Almost 2.5 hours north," Abuela Rosa said. "We must arrive before the sun is fully awake. That is when you see the most birds." They climbed into the old blue truck and drove through sleeping Mérida. Yellow lamps lit the carved stone buildings. A rooster called out too early somewhere in the dark. Then the city was behind them. The road stretched flat and straight across the Yucatán Peninsula. Dry green scrub pressed in on both sides. Gray limestone showed through the thin soil. The sky shifted slowly from black to deep violet to a warm orange strip low on the horizon. Shu pressed her face against the glass. She was too curious to sleep. Río Lagartos appeared as the sky turned pale gold. It was a small fishing village, houses painted sky blue and terracotta orange. Old boats rocked gently at a wooden dock. The air smelled of salt and wet mud and something green and alive. A fisherman in a wide palm hat stood waiting. "This is Don Eligio," Abuela Rosa said. "He has guided boats on this lagoon for 30 years. "Bienvenidos," Don Eligio said. "Welcome." He helped Shu step into the long, flat boat. The wood was smooth from years of use. The engine was small. It made a steady, soft puttering sound. They slid out past the dock and into a narrow channel. On both sides, mangrove trees leaned over the water. Their tangled roots dipped into the brown shallows like long fingers reaching down. "This reserve covers 60,000 hectares, Don Eligio said. "Bigger than the whole city of Mérida. Mexico has protected it since 1986. A shape lay very still on a low mangrove branch. "What kind of bird is that?" Shu asked. "That is not a bird," Don Eligio said quietly. "That is an American crocodile. One yellow eye opened slowly, watched them, closed again." Shu sat very still until the mangroves thinned and the lagoon opened wide before her. At first, Shu thought it was a long pink cloud resting on the water. The cloud stretched from left to right as far as she could see, then the cloud moved. Then the cloud called out a low, rolling, rumbling call, like thunder trapped close to the earth. "Flamingos," Abuela Rosa whispered. Shu could not speak. There were thousands of them, tall birds with thin, pale orange legs, long curved beaks that dipped and swung in the shallow water. Pink and pink and pink in every direction. "How many?" she finally asked. "At this time of year, about 20,000, Don Eligio said. Shu tried to count. She reached 42 and gave up. Don Eligio cut the engine. The boat drifted in silence. The flamingos did not fly away. They were used to the quiet wooden boats. The morning sun touched their feathers. The pink deepened. The whole surface of the lagoon glowed. Shu had never seen a color like this in real life. "Abuela," she said, "why are they so pink?" Abuela Rosa nodded at Don Eligio. He leaned over the side and dipped a small cup into the water. He held it up to the light. The water was murky. Tiny dark specks moved inside it. "Brine shrimp," he said. "Very small, very red. They live in this salty lagoon by the billions." He pinched his thumb and finger almost together about this long, and the flamingos eat them. All day long watch? Nearby, A flamingo swung its curved beak from side to side in the shallows. Left, right, like a slow, steady broom. Their beak works like a strainer, Don Eligio said. They push water through it. The tiny shrimp stay trapped inside. The water flows out. But why does eating shrimp make them pink? The shrimp carry a color inside their bodies, Abuela Rosa said. Scientists call it carotenoid, a red-orange pigment, a color that can pass into living things. When a flamingo eats enough shrimp, that pigment travels into the feathers. Shu looked at her own hand. So they really are what they eat. Exactly, said Don Eligio. A flamingo that stops eating shrimp slowly turns white. But here in this lagoon, the shrimp are everywhere. So the pink is everywhere. Shu looked again at 20,000 glowing birds. She thought about billions of tiny red shrimp, each one smaller than a thumbnail. Each one carrying a little bit of color up into those wings. It was the most wonderful math she had ever heard. They floated deeper into the flock. Now and then, a group of birds lifted all at once, great wings beating a flash of deep red underneath, and were gone. Shu watched them disappear into the bright morning sky. They look like they came from the sun itself, she said. The ancient Maya believed exactly that, Abuela Rosa said. How long ago? For thousands of years before Mexico was a country, before anyone else came to this land, the Maya people lived here on the same peninsula. They watched these same birds return every spring. And they had a story about them? They called them the messengers of the sun. When the flamingos arrived, it meant the rains were coming. It meant the maize would grow tall. It meant another year was beginning well. She pointed west toward the flat horizon. The Great Pyramid at Chichen Itza is 3 hours from here. The Maya priests built their whole calendar around the sun and the seasons. The flamingos were part of that calendar. Shu thought about an ancient priest standing at the edge of this same lagoon, watching the same pink light on the water, feeling the same wonder she was feeling right now. Near the reeds, something small moved. A baby flamingo stood on very thin, wobbly legs. It was covered in gray, fluffy feathers. Not one speck of pink anywhere. It opened its small beak and made a high, creaky, hungry sound. Its mother bent her long neck all the way down and answered with a deep, warm rumble. The baby is gray? Shu asked. For about 2 years, Don Eligio said. It must eat enough shrimp before the color begins to come in, day after day, month after month. Shu watched the little gray bird wobble and find its balance. She thought about slowly turning pink. Don Eligio steered the boat east along the shoreline. After a while, the mangroves grew sparse. The water changed color. It went from gray-green to pale dusty rose, then deeper, brighter. Las coloradas, Don Eligio said quietly. The colored one? The lake was the color of watermelon flesh. The air was sharp with mineral salt. The shallow water here was warmer than in the main lagoon. This water is 10 times saltier than the sea. Don Eligio said, tiny bacteria live here and make red pigment to protect themselves from the sun. More brine shrimp too. Together they paint the whole lake. Shu dipped one finger in and looked at the faint pink on her skin. You would have to swim here every single day for a year, Don Eligio said, laughing, before you turned pink like them. A handful of flamingos waded at the very edge of the colored water, dipping their beaks, swinging them side to side, eating, always eating. Even here, the work never stopped. On the way back, Shu sat at the front of the boat, pink birds in every direction, salt breeze cooling her face, the soft engine sound behind her. Don Eligio, she said, are there flamingos like this anywhere else? The American flamingo lives only in North America and the Caribbean. He said, this one species, no other continent, and Río Lagartos is the biggest colony. The biggest in all of North America. There is another large group at a place called Celestún on the western side of Yucatan, and a very few other important nesting places in the world. He held up 3 fingers. Only 3 nesting places this important exist in the whole world. 3. He looked at her, and you are floating in one of them. Shu sat quietly with that for a long time. The drive back to Mérida was long and golden. The road ran straight through the flat Yucatan scrub. White herons stood like candles in the roadside puddles. The sky above was pale orange and very wide. Shu's eyes grew heavy. Abuela, she said softly. I want to bring Mama here next time. Yes, and Papa, everyone should see it once, Abuela Rosa said, and someday my own children. Yes, that is how these places survive, Abuela Rosa said. Each generation brings the next one. Shu closed her eyes. She thought about 20,000 pink birds making a whole lagoon glow. She thought about tiny red shrimp, smaller than a thumbnail, carrying their color up into wings. She thought about an ancient Maya priest watching this same sunrise on this same flat land long, long ago. The flamingos of Río Lagartos are there every summer in their pink thousands. If you ever travel to the Yucatan Peninsula, take a flat-bottom boat out into that lagoon. You will see them with your own eyes. The stone buildings of Mérida appeared on the horizon. The yellow walls caught the last warm light of the afternoon, and so Mérida also slowly fell asleep. Good night.